that sets the rules. I mean, it's so difficult when you make it like that, because then it means that it's every demand for each country from all the universities from Turkey. Let's say every demand for mobility for Morocco has to be read by all the evaluators and then be judged which one is appropriate to the aim of the funding organization. And then each one has to be contributed on those bases. I wonder if it's done like that.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. But I think that my rather simple answer to that would be, if you're managing to convince them in your proposal that this is the one they must fund, because it's the most relevant and the most, I mean, yeah, it's not a very good answer, is it? What, any comment? I mean,
I don't know.
no, I see what you mean. Yeah. No, I think it also breaks down to the lack of funding. It's quite a small, the pot of money for international credit mobility is like this, and intra-European is big. So, it's also down to that. How can we select one and not the other? I mean, yeah. There isn't enough money to fund everything, basically. So write a good proposal. Come this afternoon. Yeah.
So I would like to move from the problem of justification to the problem of implementation.
Good. Can I just thank you both and others for the criticism coming in, for the comments coming in. This is good. This is what I want to hear.
Yeah. Okay.
Please.
My question is about especially student mobility, and as the institutions in the program country, I guess we are supposed to inform our partners in the partner countries about the ECTS system, the recognition procedures, and etc. But are there any regulations foreseen by the Commission about the cases that something goes wrong, such as the recognition or the lack of ECTS obtained by the student during the mobility? Or
okay. Well, nothing will go wrong, so I'm not going to answer that. No, that's not true. Of course, this, many things, this is, working with a credit system with partners who've never heard of credits, of course this isn't, we're not naive, but it's also, I'm going to be a bit cheeky here and say that you also have to look at this as a kind of, this credit mobility is also a kind of, we're laying out the groundwork for, future development of credit mobility systems. Of course, it's not going to always work perfectly. And actually here, this has been added, this survey on recognition. Most of you know the participant report, but this thing you might go, oh, what's this? This is new. This is precisely because we want to find out from the participant, from the student specifically, whether or not his mobility period has been recognized. In the participant report, which is sent, what does it say, 30 days before the end, the student's not going to know because he's still on his mobility. He's not going to know whether they're going to recognize it, whether there are going to be any problems. So there are questions in it for ICM that say, do you expect your mobility to be recognized? Do you expect that, But we're not going to get much information from that. So we're sending out a recognition survey. It doesn't need to go through you. It goes straight it's through mobility tool. I don't know exactly how that works technically, but we send that 30 days after the end of the mobility, and then we're hoping that by then the student will have a clear idea of how it's been recognized, what the issues have been, what are the blacklisted universities, which are the ones that are just super lazy and haven't done anything. So of course there's going to be issues, and of course it's going to be a problem, but it's also a sort of like introducing some good practice with those universities. That's the kind of hidden, not very hidden, purpose behind it as well. And we try in the partner country guide. Actually, this is the partner country guide. So this is the sort of very quick guide that we produce for partner countries. And here we have, look, in the quick links, ECTS users guide. So we're sort of encouraging them to kind of understand the logic behind ECTS. We're also telling them, there's a section here, what is it? This is the pick, reporting, here, recognition should be, note selecting. Did I miss recognition? I think I did. Yeah, and yes. That was very sort of, well, just control. No, so okay, next. Anyway, there's a section on recognition in the quick guide where we're telling them that here we go. It's mandatory for mobility periods to be recognised by both HEIs as stipulated in all the agreements they've signed. We're telling them what they're expected to do, transcript of records. There's some guidelines which are the same, I believe, as for KA103, but they apply as well. And here we're telling them that the participant's going to report on the quality of the process, and that we'll be checking that. It's not much really, is it, to go on, but at least there's kind of, you know, they know what they're expected to do, but we expect there will be issues arising, and that's fine. Yeah, we can end, yeah, absolutely. There's one more question, should we take it? Yeah? Oh, great, okay. Photo, fantastic.
Thank you.
Hi.
My name is Ümran Işık. I'm new in Erasmus program. Because of that, if I'm saying very bad,
that's fine, I don't know what
sorry,
I'm talking
sorry
about.
for that. I'm confused about the project type evaluation of the program.
Yeah.
For example, winner of the projects will increase their internalization in a logarithmic way.
Yeah.
They will increase very big
Yeah.
way, but not winners, losers.
Yeah.
Will also lose in a logarithmic way because they will give effort to find partners, or partners will find them, and they will do some agreements or
And then get no funding.
communicate in this way. But when their project don't win,
Yeah.
maybe at the other years the other partners will think negatively and don't want to
Yeah.
make an agreement again. So they will not be in the same line. They will lose more and more.
No.
In this way, I'm confused about this way. Is there a consideration about this?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And actually, to be very honest with you, this is the first time I've heard it, partly because I don't get out of the office much, but I was getting the comment from the colleagues as well. You were telling me a similar thing, that basically, you know, you don't just apply, you think about the application, you get in touch with the partner, get their input, and then you've almost set this thing up, and then no funding, right? So we understand that, and which is why this might seem sort of a bit weird, but I would say the solution to that is two-sided. In Turkey, we had a bit of an uncommon situation where one university got loads of funding and many were disappointed. Many who applied didn't get any. That was obviously because they'd submitted a very good proposal. So I think on one side, the other universities need to work on their proposal, but also it's important that the expert and the people assessing the proposals agree on what the applicant and the expert both know, and they agree on what we're looking for, so that there's no sense of injustice or we applied for all of this and didn't get any funding. So it's a mutual effort. I think you know, because telling you to work on a good proposal is, you might say, but we did and we worked hard, and so I think there's also in the national agency an effort to brief the experts. We've provided some guidelines. We're going to do more, so that I hope that in 2016 this funding is more evenly distributed and no one is completely disappointed. And so at least you'd applied for 6 to go to Japan, you're getting 2, but at least, you know, you still got your project, you're keeping it alive, you know. And I think there's not much we can do at the Commission to ensure that. I think that's national agency, the expert. We've provided some guidelines. We've told the expert to read the do's and don'ts. We've told the applicant to read also the expert's guidelines so they know everyone's agreed. And I really hope that in 2016 we'll see more universities in Turkey get more of the funding, because there's a lot of money there for Turkey. It's a big budget. So, I hope in Malta, mini budget, one university gets it, no surprise. But here, I think we can do better, I think, in 2016. So, not really an answer, but I hope that maybe we'll sort of change some of the ways that we work. Okay. So, thank you.
Bir fotoğraf çekeceğiz, hepinizi aşağıya sahneye davet edebilir miyim? Bir de şöyle bir şey var, Hugo'nun şeye yetişmesi gerekiyor, uçağa yetişmesi gerekiyor ve üniversitemiz küçük bir üniversite olduğu için kafeteryamızdaki yerler de ne yazık ki sınırlı. O yüzden bizim öğle yemeği saatimiz 12 ile 1 arasında ve 1'den sonra burada çay kahve ikramı devam edecek fuaye alanında. Ancak bir de yemekhaneyi boşaltmamız gerekiyor ki üniversitenin personeli ve öğrencisi yemekhaneyi kullanabilsin. Teşekkür ederim anlayışınız için.